Mr. Gutierrez, 3 minutes.
Illinois is recognized for 3 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to this legislation. The people of the Enchanted Island deserve better. It is my duty to my heritage and to the land where I intend to return someday, and where someday, hopefully not soon, I intend to be buried. As President Obama said so profoundly when he visited the land of his father's birth, Kenya, a nation with one of the richest histories of the struggle for freedom against the colonial power, I too, Luis Gutiérrez, am deeply and profoundly connected to my father's birthplace. I cannot add my vote to this bill and go back to Puerto Rico or to the Puerto Rican people in my congressional district in Illinois. With my head held high, I cannot and will not. Not when I know that the majority of votes that will pass this legislation, if it passes today, will come from the Democratic Party, a party that for all its flaws is a party I expect a lot more from at times like this. At a moment in American history when Latinos are quite literally being dragged through the mud by the other party and maligned for being Latinos and distrusted and disrespected because of where their parents or grandparents were born, I expect my fellow Democrats to stand up tall when the lives and destinies of so many citizens, the entire island of Puerto Rico and its people, are held in the hands of the U.S. Congress. By law, they do not have a vote here. By law, they need others to vote on their behalf. By law, Puerto Rico belongs to, is property of, but not part of the United States. By law, this Congress owns Puerto Rico and must treat that ownership as stewardship, as a caring and respectful seat of power over the powerless. And because it is the Democratic Party that will supply so many votes to enact this bill, I expect my colleagues to demand more. I expect us not to support a sub-minimum wage. I expect us not to waive overtime rules that pay people for the work they do. I expect my fellow Democrats to stand up for equity and equality for Puerto Ricans in our tax code, in Medicare and health care, so that they don't have to flee Puerto Rico to go to Orlando or Newark or Chicago. I expect my Democrats to join me in opposing the same type of unelected control board that has no accountability to the people that it is controlling. The China Control Board focused on austerity without examining the consequences of their actions for the people. The kind of control board that made decisions in Flint, Michigan, that poisoned the people, that they were not ever elected. They act slowly to remedy the situation until other governments of other elected leaders, accountable to the people they govern, had to step up and begin addressing. Let me say I'm going to offer a translation in Spanish. Esta no es mi promesa. Mi promesa es que el pueblo de Puerto Rico se respete y que no se trate como si fueran colonizados esclavos. Yo rechazo esta propuesta. Y le digo que mi promesa es clara, de trabajar para defender. Porque como se dice, pueblo de Puerto Rico, preciosa, no importa el tirano, te trate con negra maldad.
The gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from Arizona reserved. The gentleman from Utah is recognized.
I'm pleased to yield 2 minutes to the one of the co-sponsors of this bill, the gentleman from Wisconsin.